continues for 4 missing children that police believe were taken by their own mother, who did not have custody. The 4 children, who are all younger than 15, are said to be in extreme danger, and investigators are desperate to find them. Authorities say 39-year-old Shirley Riggs took the children during an unsupervised overnight visit a few days ago, and may be taking the children out of state, possibly to Oregon or Colorado. Reports say this is the 4th time that Riggs has taken the children. Police say Riggs is traveling in a 1992 Dodge Caravan with Missouri license plates.
She panicked. She went to her lawyer the day before she left because she was afraid that she was going to lose him. She's been setting up this house all summer to get children, and it keeps getting delayed and delayed. She won't hurt the kids. My daughter is a wonderful person, a wonderful mom. There couldn't be a better mom than my daughter. She loves her kids. She takes good care of them. She'll do for them before she'll do for herself.
Confusing. She loved them so much she didn't have custody of them. To Aisha Sultan, home and family editor of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, what do we know, Aisha, as to why she didn't have custody of the children to start with?
That is an interesting question, because it seems as though the children have not been in her legal custody for some time. For some time, the paternal grandparents, looks like, had temporary custody of these 4 children, and then at some point the state had custody of the children. And the reasons why are, sealed in juvenile records, but that it does bring up that question as to why she hasn't had custody of these children for a while.
Weigh in, Mark Klass.
Well, I think the point was made a couple of days ago that this woman, you can just tell by looking at her that she seems to have some instability problems. Law enforcement has put out a notification that there seemed to have been a psychiatric test done on her, and that they had concerns about that. That's why they put out the Amber Alert in the first place. But I would contend that 2 things have to happen here. She's, number one, demonstrated that she is not responsible for unsupervised visits. Therefore, she shouldn't be allowed to have unsupervised visits. And if the state cannot afford to supervise these visits, she should have all of her parental rights taken away. There's nothing written in stone that says that since you've given birth to a child, that somehow you have a right to visit that child. Her behavior and her husband's behavior is immature, it's irresponsible, it puts the children between them as pawns in this bitter battle that they seem to be waging. And I think probably the best thing that should happen if and when these children are recovered is that they should be removed from this woman once and for all.
Back to Aisha Sultan with St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Tell me the circumstances surrounding their kidnap.
She had an unsupervised visit with them on Friday, and when she was supposed to return them on Saturday, she never showed up.
And
so there is absolutely no indication about where those kids might be right now. I mean, there are reports that she might be taking them to Oregon, she might be taking them to Colorado, but really, I mean, there's severe concern as to where these kids might be.
I want to go out to expert Dean Weideman, forensics expert. Is there any way, if the car were recovered empty, that we could prove the children and the mother had been in the car?
Yes. I mean, you can look for trace evidence like hair, skin cell DNA, any biological material to link, with DNA analysis.
But if we're trying to prove a case, Dean Weideman, everyone, Dean Weideman, forensics expert joining us tonight, even if you found the children's and the mom's DNA in the car, say the car is abandoned, there's no real way to date it. That could have been left there back in the day when she had the children rightfully.
That's correct. Right. You can't age DNA. It could have been there from months or weeks or years before. That's true.
What else could we look for in that car to show they were all in there together recently?
That's a tough one unless someone was injured recently or there's any kind of blood or what, some body fluid that, some body fluid that would tie them there, of recent times.
Or, Ron Schindler, we could look for receipts from fast food where you see multiple orders. You could look for items belonging to them, possibly clothing items or toys they had with them around the time they disappeared.
Nancy, exactly. I mean, this is a family of 4 children and a mother. If they're traveling any distance, they're going to be stopping. They're going to be hitting fast food outlets. They're going to be stopping to hit other retail places. There may be receipts in there, and it may lead them, may give the police a trail of where they've been and exactly which direction they're heading.
Karen Stark, psychologist, we heard the grandmother saying she was such a great mom. Maybe she was a great mom, but she lost custody and is now on the run. Police say the children are in danger.
Well, and they're saying that they're in danger. To me, Nancy, means abuse or neglect. Something was really wrong, or they would have let her have custody. In addition to which, four times she ran away with his children.
Tip line 816-325-7258.